Good evening, everyone. This is Vishal from Cipher School, and I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the today's session on MongoDB for beginners. If you are starting a journey in databases, or you must probably heard like terms like SQL, MySQL, NoSQL, collection, documents, and MongoDB. Many beginners find this concept confusing at the initial phase. That's exactly why today's session has been designed to help you to understand the MongoDB in simple and practical way. And to guide us through these concepts in today's session, we have Paham sir with us. Welcome, sir. Before we begin, could you please introduce yourself and share a little bit about your journey with the students?
Yeah, sure, Vishal. Thanks so much for having me. Sure. A little bit about me is that currently I'm working as a software engineer and a mentor at Cipher School. Part of the tech team as a backend developer, and some of the time I mentor some of the students as well. Uh, I've been working in the full stack development from I think around more than 3 years, working on the Next.js, backend development, Node.js, MongoDB, and a lot of things. So I think that is pretty much about me. And yeah,
Thank you so much, sir, for the quick introduction. So I'm sure today's session will be very helpful for everyone joining us. So without taking much
sure.
time, sir, over to you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vishal. Again, sure. So in this session, we are going to study about a particular database that is known as a MongoDB, correct? Okay. Is my screen is visible or not, Vishal? Uh,
Not now, sir.
okay. Uh, just sharing my screen. I think it will be visible now, correct? Uh, can you confirm?
Yes. It's
Sure, sure.
completely visible now.
Okay, sure. So before discussing about the MongoDB, that is a particular NoSQL database, I'll try to discuss about the databases first of all. So why we need a particular database while working with an app development or any kind of website you are working on, correct? Uh, Voice is cracking. Uh, Vishal, can you confirm is voice pretty much okay or it's not audible?
Uh, no, sir, your voice is good, but sometimes it's crack a bit.
Okay,
But it's fine. It's understandable.
sure. Okay. So it's I'm just going to discuss about the databases first of all. Why we need database, correct? While working with your app development or any kind of website you are working on, you can always use either you can always store data in files as well, correct? So why we do not
Right.
store a particular data in file? Can anyone aware of? I mean, you can always create a JSON file. Suppose you have any kind of project of my project, something like that. And inside my project, you have some sort of files of SRC and a lot of these files. Similarly, you can have a data folder, and along with in that data folder, you can have my data.json type file, correct? And inside that file, you can store your data, correct? But still, this method is not pretty much preferred if you are working for any kind of a project, correct? Can anyone basically let me know why we do not prefer this way for working with any kind of app development or for building any kind of website, correct? Storing data in files, it's not much preferred. One of the reasons uh, it could be uh, like you cannot basically query your data. Basically, in a database management system, what happens is that is a term that is management. So if you're storing your data, you cannot manage your data. That is one of the important thing that is provided by a DBMS system. It could be a MySQL, it could be any other database, correct? SQL or NoSQL. It could be SQL or NoSQL, doesn't matter. Similarly, apart from the management of data, that inside the management could be like querying your data, correct? Querying or performing some sort of operations, correct? Performing some operations. And apart from it, one of the major issue is about redundancy. In a particular, if you are storing your data in files, what will happen is some sort of times you will be duplicating some sort of data, correct? So if the duplicacy of data or redundancy is there, so that is pretty much that is going to be a pretty much major issue, correct? So to avoid redundancy, correct? And similarly, redundancy, or you can say uh, duplication of your correct duplication of data. Okay, so these
Sorry
are
to
some sort of
interrupting, sir.
major.
But can you please
Yeah.
increase the size?
Just a second. Okay, sure. Is it
Yeah,
visible
yeah,
now?
it's good. Yes, yes, yes.
Sure, sure.
Now it's visible.
Okay, sure, sure. So I think these things are pretty much clear that why we do not store our data in some sort of file, just like while building any kind of applications or any kind of app development, web development, anything. Correct. And similarly, for the same reason, we will not be storing some sort of our data in some sort of variables as well. Suppose you are working in some sort of index.js file, and you can always create a variable just like data, and inside that data folder you can create an array or an object, correct? And inside that you can basically store some sort of thing, correct? But still the same thing is there. There will be again redundancy of the data, redundancy of the data, and querying will be pretty much difficult, correct? So these type for these issues will not be preferring storing our data either in files or in variables, something like that, correct? I think it's pretty much okay. So
Yes.
that's why we'll be using some sort of systems that is will be known as database management system, correct? So that system will provide, basically that will guarantee that we can easily query our data, we can perform some sort of operations in our data. So the management part will be handled by the database management system. It could be MongoDB, it could be MySQL, it could be any AWS service. It doesn't matter, correct? So, and we only have to store our data. Basically, we only have to give our data to that platform. That's it. The other things will be taken care by that platform. Pretty much okay. Sure. So, if you are discussing of the database management system (DBMS), so we'll be discussing about there will be some sort of SQL and NoSQL database. Correct. I think you are already aware of SQL databases that are basically are relational databases that will be using a table. We'll be having some sort of table here, and inside that table you can have some sort of ID, you can have name, you can have a roll number, something like that, correct? So if you will be having some sort of data like this, and you'll be storing in a format like table, so you'll be having a SQL type database, correct? It's known as a relational database management system where you'll be storing your data in form of rows and columns, correct? Here it's like a table, correct? Okay. Similarly, you'll be having a NoSQL database as well. Apart from SQL, this is a SQL database. So we'll be having some sort of ID1. Name could be like John, and his roll number is 11. Similarly, we can have another entry as ID is 2. The name could be like uh, suppose Joshua, something like that. And this ID could be like 13, correct? Okay. Similarly, we can have the same data in form of a NoSQL database, correct? So let's see, I'll be having a NoSQL database, but before that, we'll I'll be pointing some sort of differences between of these between SQL and NoSQL. NoSQL means its full form is going to be not only SQL, pretty much correct. And inside that, we'll be having some sort of databases will be known as MongoDB, or we can have Cassandra, or we can have a Firebase, correct? These type of databases are generally came under NoSQL databases. Pretty much okay. Similarly, we'll be having a SQL database, just like here. And the SQL databases will be having basically that will be using tables, correct? And relational databases are there, and just like MySQL, correct? And similarly, you can have any other just like RDS, that is database provided by the AWS service, correct? Pretty much okay. So how we can have the same type of database in a NoSQL, just like MongoDB, correct? Okay. MongoDB is kind of a NoSQL database, and inside that will be basically storing our data in form of document instead of table, correct? So if I'll just give a type of comparison, so inside SQL, you'll be storing the data in table, and in NoSQL, we'll be storing the data in document form, correct? Document. That is document, correct? And I'll just have the same thing, same type of data uh, in basically document form. Let's see how we can have it. So the first entry was of ID is 1. So you can have first the entry is ID and it is 1. Apart from it, the name is John, correct? So this name is going to be John. Okay. And similarly, you can have its roll number as well, correct? So roll number is going to be, suppose this is going to be 11, correct? Okay. So this is going to be a single entry, that is a one row, correct? So this is known as particular document. And similarly, for another entry, you have to basically uh, create another field just like this one. I'll just format it here, and then now we'll be having a similar type of thing. It's going to
So
be
we
the
can say like
name.
here we are
Image.
storing the data in the form of key value pairs.
Yeah, key value pairs, pretty much correct.
Okay, got it.
So the second entry is going to be the Joshua, correct? And its roll number is 13. So as you can compare the two things, one of the is SQL, the database that will be storing in a SQL, just like the database could be MySQL, in form of tables that will be having rows and columns, correct? And similar type of data I will be storing in a NoSQL database. It could be MongoDB, correct? And in MongoDB, we'll be storing the same type of database like this in form of document, correct? We'll be having its ID, name, and roll number, same type of fields, correct? So I think the difference between SQL and NoSQL is pretty much clear. If you have any kinds of doubt how I'll be storing a data in NoSQL databases, then you can ask. Okay. Sure. Okay. Apart from it, one of the important thing that I want to discuss here is as well, and we'll see in this class, one of the thing that is how you query your data, correct? So just like in some sort of SQL databases, we use select statements from where, and these type of basically keywords to query our data, correct? If you already heard of these things, uh, just like this one, select, and just like I want to select all the fields, so we'll be using star, and from which database. Maybe this database name could be like user, correct? And so I'll be using user, where suppose roll number is greater than or it could be like roll number is less than 15, correct? Or roll number is less than 12. So this query is going to give the result of the first entry because the roll number that is less than 12 is only one, that is 11, correct?
11,
So
right.
we'll be getting the result of John, correct? The first one, pretty much okay. Similarly, if you want to write the same type of query in a NoSQL database, just like MongoDB, so how you can do the same thing, just like here. So from the database, so first of all, in a MongoDB or in a NoSQL database, you have to specify which database you are using. So currently, I'm just saying use user, something like that, because our database name is users, correct? Its name is user. So use DB user, something like that. It's not the exact syntax, but we'll discuss about it. Then basically we'll be writing our query that dp.user dot, then we'll be finding what you want to find, correct? So suppose I want to find all the users. If you will be just using find, then it will give all the results of two entries, correct? That is the first entry is of John and the second entry of Joshua, correct? Then you will be getting the two entries. But currently I'm interested in the entry that is having a roll number less than 11, correct? So let's see how we can do the same thing. So here, inside that, you can just specify that roll number should be less than 11. That's it. It should be $LT should be 12, correct? Should be less than 12. So we'll discuss about what is $LT or GT. These are basically used in MongoDB for comparison operators, correct? Less than or greater than. So I just want to discuss about the differences between SQL and NoSQL and how we perform queries, correct? Here in a SQL database, how we performing query, and here in a NoSQL database, just like MongoDB, how we performing a query, correct? I think things are pretty much clear till here. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Then basically we'll discuss about particularly about MongoDB. MongoDB is also a NoSQL database that stores our data in form of documents, correct? Stores our data in form of documents, correct? Just like a table, you can just, I have given just like here, this is a users database and this table is known as a users database, correct? Similarly, this document is also a database that is known as users here, correct? Inside the users will be having an entry like entry one that is of John. Its ID is 1, its roll number is 11. Similarly, inside MongoDB will be having collections. Collection means a particular row. If you can just see a particular row here of just like first John, then the roll number is 11, correct? Similarly, we'll be having some sort of collections here. And inside collections, we'll be having other some sort of fields, correct? Field will be known as some sort of column, correct? Just like we have some sort of columns in a table, we'll be having some sort of fields in a NoSQL databases, just like MongoDB, correct? Okay. I think things are pretty much clear till here about MongoDB. And MongoDB is, as you have already guessed it, that it is storing basically data in form of JSON, correct? So MongoDB is going to use JSON format, but internally it stores data in a BSON format, not JSON. So as you can see here, it's a JSON format where you'll be having some sort of curly bracket and The first, basically, as you can see, the first entry, that is ID, name, and roll number, all should be in the code. That is property of JSON if you have already studied about it. And the second entry, that is going to be key value pair. So the value could be anything. It could be a number, it could be a string, it could be a double value, just like a floating type value, 1.41 or something like that, correct? So a difference between JSON and BSON is you don't have to worry about the BSON because it is an internal implementation of MongoDB, that how it stores your data in a BSON format. So you only have to write your data in a JSON format, and the rest of the things will be taken care by the MongoDB itself, correct? So it's known as a binary JSON, you can just say. It supports some sort of more data types, and it is pretty much fast. So as you can say, some sort of binary data type, and date, and all of these things, correct? Binary data type, date. These things will be basically some sort of extra things that will be provided in the BSON, correct? Okay, so BSON is just nothing, an internal implementation of how we store, basically how a MongoDB is going to store data uh, uh, in basically in their server, correct? No doubts. Sure. Okay. So if the things are pretty much clear till here, then I think we are pretty much good to go to start with the hands-on practice using MongoDB Atlas and MongoDB Compass. Correct? Okay. But before that, I just want to discuss about some sort of thing, just like MongoDB provides a lot of services. So I just head out to its MongoDB .com. Okay, and here you will see lots of services provided by the MongoDB, just like MongoDB Atlas, as you can see. So in the product, if you just see Atlas is there, Enterprise Advanced is there, Community Edition, Compass, Database Search, Vector Search, Stream Processing, Relational Migrator, and Integration. So a lot of services are provided by the MongoDB, and I just discussed one of the few things about Atlas, Community Edition, and Compass. Basically, these are some sort of things uh, that generally used in daily use practice if you'll be working with the MongoDB, correct? So Atlas is going to be MongoDB hosted and managed in the cloud by MongoDB. So basically, if you have worked with AWS, so what happens is that AWS is a service that provide some sort of service in the cloud. You have to use it. You don't have to worry about it, how it's going to be managed. Correct? It's in the cloud. That will be managed by the AWS. That is the provider. Similarly, Atlas is a database service of MongoDB that will be managed by the MongoDB. You don't have to care about it. You can store your data there. This is about Atlas. And similarly, we'll be having a community edition of the MongoDB itself as well. So that is going to be a self-hosted database version. You have to install its, you can just say a software. And after installing that software, you have to manage it, correct? You will be managing some sort of data, basically that you will be storing it there, correct? So that is a self-hosted management system. And similarly, we'll be having a Compass. Compass is nothing but you can just uh, treat it as a database as a service that is provided by the MongoDB. So basically, it's a GUI service. You can view your database inside your laptop or machine. Okay, so these are the three things that are provided by provided by the MongoDB that we'll be discussing in today's class. Community edition is basically a self-hosted service. So these these two things are pretty much same. These things will be running in the cloud, and is the service that will be running in your machine, correct? So we'll be going ahead with the cloud one, that is Atlas. Okay. And similarly, there are some sort of other services provided by the MongoDB, that is vector search and some search as well. So as you can see in today's era, there is a lot of things going on with AI. So some sort of more important things that is going to work with generative AI is coming with vector search. So design intelligent apps with generative AI, as you can see it here as well. So vector search is very much useful if you are working with any kind of application that is going to use generative AI and some sort of AI model, correct? Okay, so but we'll start working with Atlas as well. So sure. So after clicking on the Atlas platform, you can just, if you have already account in MongoDB, then you can just click on sign in. Otherwise, you can just click on get started. Fill out your name, full name, last name, and the company, the email and password, and just click on create your Atlas account. Correct? You'll be on the same page. I'll be signing up because I have already created my account. So I'll just sign up here. Next, and I'll just provide my password here. Okay, and I think it's good to go. I just have to provide the code. Just a second. Here is the code. Sure. It is going to be 929 and 052. Correct. And now I'm logged into my Atlas account. And similarly, you'll be on the same page, but you'll not see the same things just like me because I'm just logged into a particular project. Correct. So initially, you have to set up first of all an organization. You have to create an organization first of all. Just like me, I have two organizations. So from here, you have to create a new organization. Uh, just like this one, you can just name it as anything, just like either your name or MongoDB Basics or something like that. Correct. But if you already created an organization, you can just continue in that one. Click next. If you want to add members, then you can add members. Otherwise, just create the organization. That's it. I'll not be proceeding ahead with it because I have already two organization. I'm just working on the one of the organization, that is farms organization. Okay. Just clicking on one of the organization. Inside that, you will see some sort of project. If you have already worked on any kinds of project, you will see some sort of the project here itself. So otherwise, you can always create a new project. Correct. Just click on a new project and you can just give it a particular name, just like MongoDB and basics 01, something like that. Correct. And click next. If you want to any other basically members to join your database, then basically you can add by adding their details, or you can always invite them via the email. Correct. And then click on create project. Pretty much simple step, and your project will get created. And then you have to create a cluster. Correct. And inside that cluster, your database is going to live. Pretty much correct. And I'll just creating a cluster here. Okay. And initially, for learning purposes, you can always start with a free account. Correct. In the free account, you will be, as you can see, it's providing a storage of 512 MB, and the RAM and CPU is going to be shared. So it's not going to be, I mean, pretty much very fast, but it's okay for learning purposes. And for hosting of some sort of your personal website, it could be your portfolio or it could be your personal project. Correct. Pretty much okay. Then you can always create this one. Correct. And if you want another name, basically you can choose another name, but it's pretty much okay for me to have cluster 0. Create deployment. Okay. And now, as you can see, it's providing me a particular username and a password. Correct. So I'll just copy this one and then click on create database user. As soon as we'll be creating the database user, the user will get registered to this database, correct? Then I have to choose a connection method. So basically, there are some sort of several connection methods that are provided by the MongoDB Atlas. So you can connect via either directly via your application in the VS Code, or maybe any other ID you are using, correct? Or you can connect via MongoDB Compass, or you can connect via any other service, correct? So as you can see it here, there are some sort of connectors, as you can see, some sort of connection method from a particular driver. MongoDB for VS Code, you can always use this one. If you're working with any kind of project that is in the VS Code, you can use Atlas SQL shell. You can always connect with the MongoDB shell. So that is known as Mongo SH, correct? Okay, and we'll discuss about the shell while working with MongoDB Compass. And currently we are going to work with MongoDB Compass only, correct? So we'll choose MongoDB Compass. If you do not have MongoDB Compass installed, the first option is for you. You have to just install basically first of all, download the MongoDB Compass by clicking this link, and you can store here and just install it. That's it. These are pretty much simple steps. But as I have already installed the MongoDB Compass, I'll not be proceeding with the same steps. Correct. I'll be just canceling this one. Then I'll just choose I have MongoDB Compass installed. If you have already MongoDB Compass installed, so you do not need to install it again and set it up, correct? But if you don't, then just download this one and install it, right? It will just take a few minutes, and then you are basically then will be on the same page to get started, correct? So as you can see, here it's going to provide a connection string to use in your application. Currently for MongoDB Compass, we'll be using this the same string. So it is coming with the same password. I'll change the password after the session, so there is nothing to worry about. Okay, and I'll be opening the MongoDB Compass here. So as soon as we'll be installing it, you will be on the same page as I am. So here you have to choose a particular, basically, as it says, add a new connection. So as soon as you'll be clicking on this one, you have to provide a new connection string here. That is a URI, your uniform resource identifier, correct? So this string is known as URI, and this string contains basically some sort of information about your database to connect, correct? So your username, your password, and which cluster, from which cluster you want to connect, correct? That is the name of cluster. So that is cluster 0, correct? Okay. So, and if you want to choose a particular color, you can choose that one, but it's good to go, and just click on save and connect. And you will be connected to the same database. As you can see it here, it has some sort of admin and local databases, and let's check it here. Go back, uh, and close. I'll just see my cluster here and just browse collection. Okay, just a second. In such cluster, you can see some sort of options here. You can always create some sort of more clusters if you need, correct? Currently, we are in the cluster 0. We have created the first cluster. You can always create some sort of more clusters according to the need, correct? So currently, I don't need another cluster, so I'll just explain it. And similarly, if you have forgot to basically connect with your basically database in the first step, so you can always get a connection string by clicking on this connect option. If you just click on this connect option, you will see the same type of pop-up will be there, and you can always get a connection string from any of the connection options: Compass, Shell, MongoDB for VS Code, and Atlas SQL, correct? So just like this one. But here, as you can see here, that they are not providing the DB password, obviously, because of the security reasons. So you can basically, you have to use your DB password that you have created or that is provided by the MongoDB, the same DB password, right? Just copy this one and in the MongoDB, while connecting with your URI, you have to change here the DB password. Whatever the DB password either you have created or MongoDB is provided by the MongoDB, you have to use that one. But we are already connected with our database, so we don't have to connect it again. Okay, done. And then there is the option of browse collection. So in the browse collection, basically the option is pretty much simple, that as I already demonstrated about collections, so we can see our database here, correct? So let's see how many collections we already have. As you can see inside the cluster 0, we have admin and local. In the local, as you can see, some sort of files are there, and in admin is pretty much empty. Similar type of things you can also see in the MongoDB Compass graphical user interface form. As you can see it here, admin is there, pretty much empty, and local will be having some sort of files, correct? That is applog.irs and something. Okay, pretty much. Then inside this one, we'll be creating a database. Let's see. So my database name could be like uh, school, correct? It could be like school or something like that. And inside that, we can have a collection name just like students or something, correct? Students or users, correct? And our database name is school, and the collection name is students, correct? And I'll be just creating a database. Just click on create database, and you can see a school is there, our database name, and a collection name is also there, that is named as students, correct? Okay, and now we are ready to basically go ahead to basically host our database, or basically have some sort of things in our database, correct? So first of thing that I have said, that will be mentioning about MongoSS, for that is a shell to work on a CLI. Basically, you can use some sort of commands to work on your database. So as soon as you can see a connection string, some sort of a part of a connection string here, apart from, you can see a reload option to basically refresh the database, a plus icon to basically create some sort of database. Apart from it, you will see some sort of a basically shell icon is also there. You'll just clicking on this shell icon, you'll be just get connected to the same database. So we'll have to see some sort of basically command, how we can basically connect to our database, correct? So as we already connected, so basically let's see, so DBs here. So it's saying we have currently in the same cluster, we have three databases. One of the databases is school that we have created, another is admin, and another is local. Pretty much correct. Can you explain a little clearly about Atlas? Sure. Shubh. Atlas is going to be a cloud service provided by the MongoDB, correct? So here in the Atlas, you don't have to worry about how we managing your data. You just have to provide your data to the MongoDB, and MongoDB will take care of your data, how you'll be managing it, correct? You don't have to take care of redundancy or something like that. You'll just create a database here, just like I demonstrated. I'll be creating a cluster. First of all, here you'll be creating a cluster. After creating a cluster, inside that cluster, you'll be creating some sort of databases according to your needs. Suppose in your application, you'll require only one database, correct? Maybe you will be building a just like a university management system or a school management system, correct? So in a school management system, you'll be having a database just like school, correct here. So inside that school database, you'll be having some sort of collection, just like students could be there, teachers could be there, and salaries option could be there. Inside that, salaries or stipend option could be there, correct? So a lot of collections could be there. And similarly, you can have the same thing here as well. Compass is a restricted way of your database. You cannot do a lot of things with the compass. So in Compass is only for viewing your database and retaining some sort of part of it, correct? You can query your database, but you cannot do a lot of things with the Compass. It's a restricted version. So, but Atlas, if you have to basically manage your database or you want to do something with your database, then you can always head out to Atlas. Suppose you have to change your IP address, correct? You have to move your another location and you cannot access your database at that location. Then from here, database and network, actually you have to change your IP address, correct? The same thing you cannot do with the Compass, correct? I think the difference is clear. So from here, you have to visit the IP access list, add the IP address, and you can just always provide what is your IP address and then just click confirm, correct? Maybe it could be like 0.0.0.0, correct? And confirm. And as you can see, this IP address is added. This is one of the IP address that is uh, basically for every location, as you can see, includes your current IP address, correct? Not pretty much, as you can see, not pretty much okay to use that one. But for development purposes, we can use this IP address, correct? So these type of things you cannot do with MongoDB Compass, but you can always head out to Atlas. That is a cloud version of your same thing, correct? You can always create clusters. You can always create some sort of databases. If you can just see it here, in the same, just suppose in the same project, that is our MongoDB Compass, just a second. The project was MongoDB Basic 0, correct? So if you just have to create a cluster, you have to basically visit Atlas. Atlas is one of the important basically service of the MongoDB, correct? So I think the difference between Compass and Atlas is pretty much clear. Compass is just the GUI version. You can always basically see what is going on in your database. You can query your database from here, but you cannot do a lot of operations from the Compass, correct? Okay. Any more doubts? Sure. So now where we are, so we have built our school database. Inside that we have some sort of student collection, and inside a student collection we can add some sort of student, maybe their ID, name, roll number, section, class, subject. These are things, correct? So let's head out to here. So what I was saying that you can always add just like a student can have a ID, a student can have a name, a student can always have a roll number, something like that, and he can always just a second, roll number, then maybe section, correct? These type of things will be there, correct? So we'll be adding the same collection in our database. That is the school. Not we'll be adding basically some sort of entries in our collection, that is student, correct? So there is Compass, here it is. So either you can add data by clicking it here. It's a GUI version, so you can always import your data from a JSON or a CSV file, as already mentioned in the very beginning, just like from here. So you can just copy it here, copy it from here, and apart from it, what you can do, import JSON or CSV file, insert document, correct? You can always insert a document as well. So let's see about inserting a document. So from here, you can always add things about name. The name could be like Rachit, correct? And he is in section just like 9P173, something like that. Then it could be like roll number, correct? Roll number could be like 41, something like that. Similarly, you can add another, after adding this one, you can always add another entry as well, correct? So expected, just a second. Uh, sure. Uh, One thing that was wrong here is this one. It's ID only, and then we'll be adding some sort of more fields here. Okay. Uh, Roll number, name, and sure. It is uh, suppose we want to add some sort of just like name. It could be Faham, correct? Or John, and he's working in the section 9, 1, 8 to something like that. So I was demonstrating that you can always insert like this, correct? As soon as I will be clicking on the insert option, a collection is there, correct? As you can see it here. Collection in the collection of students, basically an entry is there, correct? Okay, and this ID is pretty much basically uniquely always be created by the MongoDB itself. You can always have your ID itself as well, but uh, that is uniquely created by the MongoDB, so it's pretty much better not to basically alter this one, correct? Because by if you'll be creating your ID, you have to manually basically take care of the IDs that there should be no duplication of IDs. And ID is going to be the primary, basically, as you're already aware of the key, keys in databases, primary key, secondary, and a lot of these things. So ID is a primary key here. So if there will be no duplication of this, basically field is allowed, correct? Okay. So that's how you can always basically insert some sort of data here. And similarly, I think as I already demonstrated about using just a second. Uh, Here it is. So about using MongoDB shell here, as I have shown to you, the show DBs, then just visit it, just like show collection. So as you can see here, it says some sort of collections will be there. Just a second. After refreshing, uh, test option is there. Okay. So from here, you can always basically insert a, you can just say some sort of entries in your database, correct? So suppose I have to use school. So as I already said in the very beginning of the lecture that you in a NoSQL database, basically you have to use some sort of database before working on that one, correct? I think just like here, correct? So the database was users. So we'll be initially using users, then we can apply some sort of operation, correct? So okay, here then show collections. As you can see inside the show collection is showing students. So students is the collection that we have created. It's pretty much okay. And inside that one, uh, let's find some sort of user. So db dot student dot find. Correct. So as you can see, the find is going to return all the basically users or all the entries in that collection in the student. Correct. Similarly, you can always insert from here. So db dot suppose in the student collection I have to insert another student. So insert one. I only want to insert one student. So insert one. There is another operation that is known as insert many as well. Correct. So currently inserting only one student. Okay. Just a second. Uh, his name. I have to provide his name first of all, and obviously the first thing is going to be in quote. His name is also in quote. Is could be like any other thing. It's uh, just like Rachit or something. Then another entry is going to be the name. No, it's going to be section. Section is always in quote, correct? So section, and it could be like 9P156, something like that, and obviously in quote 9P156. And then we can have another entry as well if you wish, but till here it's pretty much okay. Just click enter. Another is, as you can see, acknowledge is true, insert id is added. If you just check the students and just refresh it from here, you will see three ids. It's just inserted by mistake. So from here you can always delete or update any kind of your entries. So there is a pencil icon here to edit your entry, copy icon here to basically copy your entry, whatever the things basically it has. Currently the name and section and ID, but it could be have some sort of more things as well according to your need. Similarly, from here you can clone the document. If you just clone it, so it will just display the same thing, and from here you can just clone it. Currently, this basically document contain nothing. If you just click here, you will see the name and section, correct? Okay, so and the third option is going to be a delete option, and I'll be deleting this one. After deleting, you'll just refresh, and you can just see there are two entries only. The first one is John, and the second one is Rachit, correct? So similarly, you can always insert using from the Mongo shell as well, correct? And apart from using the insert one option, you can always use insert many option as well. So db.student, so students of the collection name, dot insert many. So there is, it's always recommending it. So you can just click on this one, and again the same thing. Now from here you have to provide the basically entries here. So the first entry was name, and we have to use quotes again, name, and it could be like Faham, correct? Then section, correct? Section could be like I'll just use maybe section B or something. I'll just use B7687, correct? And apart from it, there is another entry because it can insert many entries. So another entry could be like uh, uh, first entry is name. Pretty much good. And it's going to be Joshua or something. And its section is going to be again anything D6798. It should be in quotes. So D678956, correct? 6789. Now just hit enter. Maybe some sort of syntax error it's saying because some sort of thing is here is wrong. So we'll just hit it again and let's see. So here we have to basically provide it from the array, correct? So the thing that is wrong here, that is the one, and before that it's going to be in the form of array, And okay, now I think it's okay. It is going to be an array. Okay, just a second. I'll just use it here and just give you update here. Now, as you can see, acknowledge true. And in the students, we just refresh, you will just see two more entries, that is of Faham and Joshua. Correct. So this is how we can insert lots of entries using the insert mini option. Similar to insert, as we can see, we can basically use update as well, update one and update many as well. The similar operation will be there, bp.student and dot update one or many, correct? So if you just want to update a one entry, you have to basically provide which entry you want to update, the name, and you may provide its ID as well, correct? So update one, and suppose you want to update a particular name, could be Faham, or you want to update its section, then you can update its section. Pretty much okay. And similarly, you can update many entries along basically in just a single command. So I'll be updating this one. You'll be using the same thing and a form of basically just like we inserted many entries, correct? So multiple entries, you'll be basically giving it off here, just like uh, comma, then another entry, correct? And similarly, comma, another entry, just here, comma, another entry, correct? So suppose you want to update three entries. So inside these entries, you will provide what you want to update, correct? Pretty much okay till here. Okay, let's see the same things in the Atlas as well, correct? If you have uh, MongoDB Atlas. So in the browse collection, you will see our collection will get updated in the cloud. Just see the school database, and in the students database, in the collection, you will see the four entries. The same four entries are there. John, Rachit, Faham, and Joshua. Similar to this one. Just a second. Here, correct? So because the Atlas and the Compass is using the same cluster, that is cluster 0, correct? So the cluster is going to be same, the database is same. So they are update. If you are just updating things from here, Compass, or you are updating from the cluster, it doesn't matter. The same database is going to be updated, correct? So you can always add things from here as well. It's also providing the same thing, add data, or if you just have to basically upload lots of documents along in just a single click, then bulk update of documents is there, correct, in the Atlas. Okay, and let's head out it to Compass again. Sure. So I think from the GUI, we know how to delete basically a user. Let's see how we can delete a single user from this Mongo shell. I'll just use db.student dot delete. So as you can see, there are two options. There are, you can always delete many or delete one. Delete one and just which user do you want to delete? I'll just provide his name. Name is going to be Faham, correct? Faham, and just click enter. As you can see, acknowledge true. So if you'll just see our database, there are four entries right now. As soon as you'll be refreshing it, you'll see the Faham one is got deleted, correct? Similarly, you can delete many, just like instead of delete one, you can always use delete many, correct? So instead of just a single entry, you have to provide lots of entries. Suppose delete many host section is uh, what I will do is suppose let's keep the Joshua section same as Rachit one, correct? And let's see what will happen. So currently I'm editing a document. As you can see, here there is the data type of the uh, field basically you will be having. So entries, the initially the name is of data type string, and you can always change the data type as well by clicking here. You can see a list opens, and from here you can always change this data type. Suppose you want this data type is going to be an object or integer, correct? So the name is obviously is going to be a string, so we'll not be altering this one. So, but you can alter this one section. Section could be a integer because section could be a 56 or anything like that, or it could be a string as well. So currently we'll be using string only. So where is the string? Yeah, here it is, string, correct? So let's update this one. So I'll just make both of the sections same 9p156 and update. Now I'll just run this one. Uh, delete many means a lot of entries will get deleted. Both section is going to be 9p156, as you already guessed it that there are two entries and both should get deleted. So let's check it now. There are three entries right now and two entries having the same section 9156. As soon as we'll be refreshing this one, there is only one entry because we deleted the two ones, correct? Those will be having the section 9156 get deleted, correct? Okay. So these are some sort of CRUD operations that will be performing the insert operation, update, delete, correct? Creating some sort of data, updating it, correct? And reading the data. So I'll be basically querying or reading our data using the find operation that I already discussed. And let's see it again. db.student dot find. Find basically it will not be basically providing any other filter here. Uh, then basically it's going to return all the entries that are in the current collection. That is the student, correct? So as you can see, only one entry is there. So it's returning this one. Uh, Suppose we want to basically have another entry as well. So we'll be inserting two entries more again, and let's refresh it. As you can see, Faham and Joshua is back. Then after inserting these two, I'll be querying it. Let's see. So I just want db.students using some sort of filter dot find. So inside find, I'll be using that. I want those entries whose suppose you can section is. So let's update this section as 9182, correct? So Joshua and John section is same. I'll be keeping the Joshua and John section is pretty much same. Okay, updating this one. And now I want those entries whose section is 9p182, correct? So section is 9p182, correct? 9p182. So as you already know that there are two entries that have sections uh, basically 9p182, and it should return those two entries. As you can see, the John and Joshua, it's returning two entries, and that is pretty much okay and correct. Correct. So this is how basically you can use some sort of filters with find function to basically uh, get some sort of data according to your need. Correct. Similarly, if there is an entry of marks as well, let's uh, uh, edit the document. Let's we can update the document. Correct. So instead of here, let's set it here as well. So I'll just add another entry. How you can add another entry from the GUI? As you can see on hovering this one, you can see a plus and delete icon here. If you just click on this one, you can add a field here. So just like this one, marks, and then marks could be like 34, something like, because marks could be integer. So from here you have to choose integer. Otherwise, as you can see, just as soon as I'll be updating this one, the marks will store in the form of data type string. So currently we'll be using integer 64 or something like that. You can always use 32. Pretty much okay. No worries. Correct. So marks are stored as integer variable, and that is pretty much okay because the we are using a NoSQL database, and it's MongoDB. And in NoSQL there is schema is flexible. Correct. So that is a pretty much advantage from a SQL database. Correct. A SQL database enforces its schema. Just like this one, if in a table, if you have ID, name, and roll number, you must have to provide these things. And you cannot have Joshua an extra field of marks. But you can always have in MongoDB, Joshua can have an extra field as well, marks. Correct? That is known as a flexible schema. 34. That is pretty much okay. So this is the pretty much basic difference between these two as well. Okay, so we are working with the MongoDB Compass, and we have inserted its marks as well. So apart from this mark, so suppose one of the things that I want to just clear it. Okay, so suppose you want to update some sort of thing that is already demonstrated using update or update menu. You can basically update a particular entry, and after having basically inserted our a single mark in John, we can basically apply some sort of filters here, DB students and the collection, and find, and the student that is having marks, uh, that is having marks some sort of less than 50. Correct. So here you have to provide some sort of less than or greater than. Correct. So dollar is going to be a sign, dollar, and will have to provide LT or GT. So LT means less than, and if you are to be providing GT here, that is means greater than. Correct. So these are some sort of comparison, just like I'll just show it here. Okay. So LT means is going to be less than. Similarly, we'll have GT means greater than. Similarly, we'll be having LTE, that is going to be means less than or equal to. Uh, then we'll be having GTE, that is means greater than or equal to. Correct. So some sort of basic operations that we do have for comparison, and let's see it here. So currently we want those marks that is having less than 50. Correct. I think things are pretty much clear here. Uh, so I'll just use LT as 50, and we do not need some sort of quotes here. Correct. So pretty much okay. I think db.student find and marks. Okay, so here we have to use now it's okay. So as you can see, the result of this query is going to be the John, correct? Because the John is the only student that is having a marks field. So it's returning 34. If you will be having another, basically you can update this document as well, and you can have marks 80. So I'll just add another field here. I'll just say marks, and his marks is going to be 80, and 32, something like that, and it's okay. And if we're just executing the same query, that is db.student.find, and the marks of student that is having less than 50 marks. Correct. So you'll see the same thing, because the Faham, that is another student, is going to have 80 marks. So it's going to return the same thing. Correct. We will just update its marks to less than 50. You will see that both of the entries will be here, correct? So this is how we basically use CRUD operations in MongoDB. Basically, we can insert the data. We can basically using find function, we can read or query data, correct? You can apply some sort of filters as well using sort functions as well if you want to sort our data. Uh, Apart from it, you can always use some sort of comparison operator less than greater than as well. And similarly, you can use update operations basically to update an existing data, correct? And apart from updating, you can always delete the things either from the Mongo shell using delete one or delete many, or you can always use uh, yeah, the delete option from the GUI, correct? Here, if you just see it here, it provides there are some sort of options you can always delete and enter from here as well. Pretty much okay. Okay. Uh, Apart from this one, we can I can just have a demonstration of how we can sort basically some sort of student that is pretty much left. So after finding, I want to sort it, correct? And sorting on the basis of suppose we have a field of marks, so we want to sort on the basis of marks, correct? So sort on the basis of marks and minus one. Minus one means in the descending order. Let's see. As you can see, the Faham has marks 80, and then we'll be having 34 marks, and then Joshua that does not have any kind of field that is marks, correct? So this is how we can sort our data using this one. If I'll be just providing sorting in ascending order, you'll just have to provide it marks one, and that is it. That is it. You can just see it in ascending order. The initially it will be the mark, the lowest mark will be there, then the higher one. Correct. Uh, Here it is. 34, 80. The lowest means there is no mark field. Then 34 and then 80. Pretty much okay. This is how we can sort our data uh, from here. Correct. Okay. And similar type of queries you can also run in the Atlas. Correct. So if you just see here, if you can just see. So suppose you want to filter some sort of data. I just refresh it so that we can have some sort of mark field as well. As you can see it here, and we can update this document as well to have marks. So marks, and suppose it has marks of 60, mm, 60 marks. Update this one, and suppose here from here you want to check the student that will be having some sort of from here you can query some sort of data first of all. So querying on the basis of suppose a particular object ID. So you have to provide the object ID, or you can just provide its name is going to be Faham. So you will see the result of Faham only, as you can see it here. So you can always query from the Atlas as well, just like this one. And it always provides an AI basically assistance as well. From here, you can generate a query by explaining what you want. But apart from this one, I want to explain some sort of options. So by clicking on the options, you will see some sort of more fields, project, sort, collation, index, hint. But I'm pretty much interested in the field of basically sorting, correct? So I'll just refresh this one. Just a second, I'll just close this one, refresh this one, and hit enter. I have all the options, and now I just want to start on the basis of marks, as I have demonstrated in the basically MongoDB Compass. Basically, you can always sort in the Atlas as well, correct? You just have to enter, as you can see, on the basis of marks. The 60 marks is there, then 80 basically Joshua is first one. Just a second. Okay, yeah. Uh, that is going to be ascending order. Is there something? Okay. So this field is pretty much varying the because it's in form of string. That's why I'm used to see that it's not behaving correctly. Now it will behave correctly. As you can see, 34, 60, and 80. And if you just uh, use marks minus 1 means in the descending order. So initially 80, 60, and 34, just like this one. Correct. So you can always use the same type of basically operations in the MongoDB Atlas as well. Correct. So I think that is pretty much things about MongoDB Compass. We have basically apart from this one, uh, I think we can always use some sort of advanced options of aggregators. Correct. I think Vishal is here. Uh, so so
Yes,
in
Tom,
some
I'm
sort of
here.
in advanced, yeah. So in some sort of advanced options like aggregators, as you can see in just a second, uh, in aggregations, correct? So that is for your basically to transform your data to basically again a lot of things cannot be done using just only using the find function. So the aggregations are helpful basically to transform your data to query your data in some sort of stages, correct? So in a stage one you will be performing some sort of work, so the result of that stage one will be treated as an input to the next stage. Correct. In the next stage, you will be performing some sort of operation. Suppose in the first stage, you will be finding some sort of all the students. After finding all the students using the find function, maybe you will be in the next stage. What you will be doing, you will be filtering on the basis of mark. After filtering, will basis on the mark. You will be basically filtering on the basis of maybe there will be another field using that is stipend. So we'll be getting more stipend, correct? So how much marks will be there, how much stipend will be there, correct? So these type of things will be done, you can do in form some sort of stages, and that is known as aggregation. So using aggregation, just like here. So, but this basically session is designed to be some sort of a basics of MongoDB only. So we'll not be heading towards some sort of advanced concepts just like aggregations will have. Then we'll be having some sort of indexes as well, just like you have indexes in your book. Like the first page of index, you can always query some sort of which chapter is present at which page. Correct. Similarly, we'll be having some sort of indexes in our databases so that we can easily query our data, which document is present at which location. So using indexes, we can easily query our data, just like we have indexes in our book. Very similar thing. Correct. Okay, so that is it, I think, from this session and about MongoDB Atlas and Compass, and we have learned about some sort of things about student management system as well. And if you have any kinds of doubt, you can always ask. Yeah. Uh, Vish, Vishal,
Yes, yes,
am I
yes.
clear?
Yes. So thank you so much, sir, for such an informative
Yeah.
session. I hope everyone has now a much clear understanding of MongoDB fundamentals and how modern applications store data or manage data. So with that, we come to the end of the today's session. And special thanks to you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and helping students to understand the MongoDB in simple and a practical or beginner-friendly manner. So that's all for the day, all of you. See you in the next session. Until then, keep learning and keep growing. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vishal. Yeah.
yeah. Welcome.